Jazz Forward is a new live music agency. Established musicians and multi-instrumentalists Marianne McGregor, Malcolm MacFarlane and Sophie Bancroft, along with music journalist Fiona McTaggart, have come together to showcase some of the exciting original music and diverse musical talent to be found in Scottish jazz. Jazz Forward is funded by Creative Scotland. Episode 8. What interests do you have in addition to jazz?
Well, I guess family is a big one.
Yeah.
As I've said before, I have twins. They're grown up now, but I think they're always going to be little boys to me.
Yeah.
If they listen to this, they'll be tearing their hair out. But, they're always my babies. So it's just a matter of negotiating that dance of moving away, but then coming in close when required. It's a bit of a dance at this young adult age. So that's lovely, and I have a lovely husband as well. So family, I suppose swimming. I love swimming. So I do lengths up at the local big pool that we have here, and so I always loved that, and I love swimming in the sea. So I do that whenever possible. I love playing drums, and I used to have a lovely acoustic kit, but when we moved into a smaller flat, I had to swap it for an electronic one, which I'm not so in love with, but I absolutely adore playing the drums, and I've been playing for a long time. I used to play piano, but again, when we moved here, I had to get rid of our piano. I played that since I was, as I say, about 8, and I'd always thought that if I didn't carry on in my health service career, which I'm just touching on for the first time here, but that I might do something creatively, either with music or with writing. So I really do love the playing side of it as well, but as I say, only at an amateur level and only on the drums nowadays.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, I'm only really interested in playing complex stuff.
Right.
So polyrhythmic, out there jazz, or that's influenced by Karnatakan rhythms or stuff like that. That's what I'm interested in, and you need to put the hours in, I think, to be really good at that. So I don't think I'll ever be on the stage. Put it that way, Sophie.
But that's great, and so you just referred to your medical career. I mean, do you feel? I come from a medical family, and there seems to be a huge.
I think your parents taught me at one stage.
Well, that's
I'm quite
possible,
sure of it.
Yes. But it's amazing how many medics are jazz musicians, actually. I have.
Well, I'm not surprised, to be honest, because jazz is quite intellectual,
Yeah.
And all right, that might be at a subconscious level. They might not be aware, but I mean, my goodness, there's all that maths in there and thinking. And certainly latterly, my career was in mental health, and we're very aware of listening to what arises from our unconscious, and that, I think, has relevance in music, because you're listening, and you're also listening to the band members and what they're doing and how they're reacting. And so I'm not surprised at all, really, that a lot of doctors and health workers are into jazz, because it really gets the brain juices moving. And that's what doctoring is about, really, is thinking.
Yeah. No, that's good to hear it articulated like that. I mean, certainly, I like the way you said that about how it. I can't remember the exact words, but conjures up, thing. And I mean, certainly that happens within improvisation as well, and it happens during songwriting. So there's all these different ways it can affect.
Well, that's right, because I think I know we have to wind up, but we do think that our conscious mind is ruling the roost, and that we're all, we do what we consciously choose to do. But I think, our unconscious is, though it's not necessarily fashionable in some circles talking about it, is very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And I think people who do jazz improvisation or any kind of improvisation that's their unconscious. Just it's like they're being turned inside out. It's all on the surface. It's coming to the surface, and that sensitivity to themselves and others, I think that's pure mental health work, actually, in my mind. There's lots and lots of overlap there. It's interesting.
interests do you have that are not to do with jazz and music?
Oh, that's a very good question, isn't it?
That you can share publicly, anyway.
Well, nothing that fancy. I mean, I like exercising, and I like being out. I like being out in the country or being out at the beach, and kind of. But yeah, music does take up a lot of my time, and I suppose if I'm not doing that, I'm maybe doing other things, other cultural things. So yeah, I don't have any strange and interesting hobbies,
Dancing shadows on the walls, like clouds rolling by, and they beckon with their shapes, bringing dragons. Well, I think it's one of the funny things about being a musician in ways, because presumably for the 99% of us, music's our passion anyway, so it takes up so much of that energy.
Yeah.
That in a way you don't need loads of other things, even though it's our career as well.
Yeah, I don't really. Well, I was saying that when I met with this friend for lunch. We met kind of in this busy place, and it was a real shock to me, being somewhere that was really busy with all these people everywhere. It's like I realised what a sheltered life I lead. Kind of getting up in the morning and then just coming through to my little music room and getting on with stuff. So yeah, but bit of exercise, bit of yoga. Quite like yoga. I'm very much enjoying yoga. I've been doing that the last few years. So.
I see. I think you're sounding like the male version of me, Malcolm. It's the same as me. Exercise, yoga is a big one.
Yeah.
Daily yoga practice is massive now for me.
Just getting out and enjoying the.
Yeah. And do you do gardening? I'm a gardener.
I do enjoy the garden, but I don't do the garden.
Okay.
So my partner does. She does all the gardening, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, I'll probably head out there now actually with a cup of.
You've been sleeping through the hard part of the day. Can't answer your phone 'cause you got nothing.
So just to finish off, Marianne, what interest do you have out with jazz?
Oh, it's such a tricky question, isn't it? Like, I feel like this career consumes you so much that there's not that much time.
Yeah.
Well, I love to paint. I'm not really an artist, but I do a lot of painting and drawing. And I know it's hard to think of things that aren't music.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I was saying to Malcolm yesterday, it's partly, I think, because music is our passion as well as our profession.
Yeah.
So in a way, there's not a great need for other things.
Exactly. I've got a cat. Painting and a cat and seeing friends. I don't really do that much that's not music related, to be honest. Because there's no time.
I understand. Yeah. It's very, very similar.
But I think it's not as simple as just being a musician. Like when you're a songwriter and I'm like trying to learn other bits of instruments and improve my craft in piano and.
This podcast features excerpts of music written by Sophie Bancroft, Malcolm MacFarlane and Marianne McGregor. You can find more information about Jazz Forward at jazzforward.scot.